And what a week it is. Hello, friends. I'm Cassandra Joan Butler, Agent 56 with the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. This is Cosmic Connections. And wow, what a week it's been, right? We've had so much activity in the heavens and more to come and more to come. So thank you for joining me here on Wednesdays. Just a little heads up, though. I will be um, responding to the Sabian symbol of the lunar eclipse that is occurring on Sunday and Monday. So I'm going to be actually not here with you next Wednesday because I'm going to be camping, but we'll get to that in a minute. Literally camping. Hi, Mary Ann. Good evening, everyone. This is such an important transitional eclipse season. And yesterday, my goodness, both the Mercury retrograde and the Jupiter in the sign of Aries. So we've had a whole lot of stuff going on. Great to see you too, Teresa. Now, my dear friends, whether you be a seasoned astrologer or a absolute newbie to astrology, one of the beautiful things about astrology is that you never ever stop learning. I've been doing astrology upwards of 30 plus years, right? Serious astrology, looking at uh, everything I thought I knew, and yet I keep on growing and changing and learning more. So here at the Cosmic Intelligence Agency, you will be able to learn monthly all the time. And all you need to do is go to the website and sign up for the latest edition of the CIA's Time Lords. It's coming out, friends. And this is a masterful, scholarly, but accessible publication, right? So there are going to be articles. I'm going to get a little bit more to that when I get to the slides. But of course, you're going to read all about Jupiter going into Aries and what that means. Agent Alex Trenoweth, who is a wonderful Amazon author, and she's in the top 25 right now with her astrology. Wonderful gal. Her excerpts are with growing pains using astrology and education. So that's going to be in this latest edition. So absolutely sign up for Time Lords. It's free, friends. It's a gift for you. And I'm going to give you the link right here. Okay. So you can sign up and sit back and enjoy the seasons wherever you may be and learn more about astrology, because I'm telling you right now, with my Gemini South node, can't stop learning. There's a big tip off in your chart, right? If you have strong Gemini or Virgo for that matter, you love to read, you love to learn. And Time Lords is just one of the many offerings of the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. So as I'm speaking to you today, it's 24 hours post Jupiter going into Aries. Again, read all about it in Time Lords, but make a little mental note where Aries falls in your chart and the cardinal points in your chart, because Jupiter's at Aries point. You know, the 0 point of Aries is a very significant point in astrology. It's really like a new beginning phase. And then you say, well, Cassandra, we can't do new beginnings because we have Mercury retrograde. Remember, Mercury retrograde in Gemini, where it is going to give us a rethinking where we find the Gemini. It's not necessarily a bad thing to ruminate, remember, reflect, redo, reconsider. People from the past might be coming up and you might be thinking about them. And then that lends me to the issue of the week, the full moon lunar eclipse. That, my friends, is a wonderful point in our calendar, in our astrological journey of releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go, and celebrating the Scorpio part of your nature, because Scorpio is intense and psychological and mediumistic, and Scorpio likes to dig. And as it's going to be a lunar eclipse along the template of the South Node, it's asking us to release and let go of things, people, situations, but I think mostly psychological attitudes that no longer serve us. So we're like flushing them away by this full moon lunar eclipse. And I'll bring some slides into the room and give you some more details. Hello, Bethway and Patricia and Susie Cat and April. Good evening, Dawn and Susan Arum. Hello there and all. And I love that Scorpio stellium with Susie Cat. And the CIA definitely rocks. I mean, is the place on the planet, right? And I love saying I'm an agent for the CIA. I love saying that, but I love doing it. And this is part of my service to the CIA when I meet up with you each and every Wednesday, except next Wednesday, because I'm going to be doing what I should be doing in relative to the scorpionic full moon, lunar eclipse, supermoon, flower moon, because wait till we get to that Sabian symbol. It's really interesting. All right. Good evening from Victoria, BC. Ripple, dear Ripple. You're very welcome to Harya, Alexander. Thanks for being here. Namaste to you as well. And Shasti, hello. Good evening. Love seeing you guys. Marielle. Oh, I love how you spell your name. Emily, nice to see you. John, thank you very much. All right. Okay, your new location. Wow, 0 Aries. You're embracing some very big life changes indeed. 0.0.0. Thank you, Jupiter in Aries, which is the mermaid degree, by the way. The Sabian symbol of 0 Aries is the woman emerging from the sea, embracing a seal. It's like the embracing of our animal nature and our feminine nature. So that's what Jupiter's doing right now. It's really reminding us to soften maybe our animal nature. I don't know. You can make your own interpretation. That's what the Sabians are very good for, interpreting in your own way. So let's take a look on the energy. I'm going to give you some tidbits regarding our lovely full moon lunar eclipse. And thank you, Sophie. The tea is great. So I'm going to do true confessions. I have been feeling, and here's the question for the week. Is anyone feeling a little skittish or uncomfortable in their own skin? Because I am. And I'm I did all my symptom check. I'm not physically sick. There's no symptoms. So, but my stomach's like rumbling and all, doing all this. So I'm drinking organic ginger tea, traditional medicinals, and it's helping me. I don't feel like eating, and I love food. So that's what my story is, right? So you might be feeling a little bit out of your bodies as we count down to the full moon lunar eclipse, or not. And remember, you fixed signs are going to be feeling it most of all, especially in the middle of the degree point, because it's at 25 degrees. Here's a picture of our lovely super moon from, I think that was 14 years ago. So for us astrologers, this moon is called the flower moon. It's a tribute to the colorful blooms in the northern hemisphere, and it's taking place May 15th to May 16th. It's also a supermoon. We all know what a supermoon is. That's simply when the moon is perigee. So it's closest to the earth. So it looks supercharged. Supermoons mean they're big and they look pink. Sometimes they're called the blood moon, and does not signify blood, by the way. It's an astronomical configuration that happens when the sun and the moon and the earth are doing their little dance. And so the particles in the atmosphere, the blues are reduced and the reds are enhanced. So it's going to be a nice, pretty pink flower moon for you. And then here is the countdown for the lunar eclipse action. It's going to be seen more readily in South and North America. I have Pacific time, Mountain time, Central time, Eastern time, British time as well. And you can see the times and read that for you as well. We also have South America time. All right. So not all of us are going to be seeing it in all of its glory. I happen to be in the eastern part of the U.S. They are saying it's going to be literally overhead, of course, but I live in an overcast city, friends. So a lot of my friends are saying, yeah, Cassandra, making a big deal about this lunar eclipse. However, it's forecast 70% of rain. You know what? I'm going to push those clouds away because I have seen my share of lunar eclipses, and they are a sight to behold. Okay, April, you'll be able to see it, I think. Right. 25, bang on your natal Venus. Susie, who are you falling in love with? And more importantly, who are you letting go of? Right? Ginger does rock. Okay. Yes. Schumann Renaissance. Okay. Thank you, honey. That might be as well. The Schumann resonance is going gangbusters. We've been having solar flares and everything, and the ginger is helping me. Extremely emotional. Thank you for mentioning that, Bethway, because traditionally the solar eclipse is when we set. Let me slow down, Cassandra. The solar eclipse is when we set our intentions and a doorway opens. That happened on April 30th. The lunar eclipse, on the other hand, traditionally is when our emotions get stirred up. And I don't know about you, but when my emotions get stirred up and I'm even not even acknowledging them, it goes right to my solar plexus. And the Buddha belly feels a little uncomfortable, right? So lunar eclipses are often emotional. The solar eclipses are more like a doorway is opening. All right. You're doing a lot of cleaning around the home. Very nice. Okay, excellent, John. Here it is. Here is a picture in of the eclipse, and of course, because it's a lunar eclipse, it's next to the south node, and south nodes for now, my friends, until July of 2023 in Scorpio is reminding us to do a deep clean. Scorpio is the sign of purging, right? Associations with Scorpio include like plumbing, trash recycling. Scorpio is the energy of taking something and alchemizing it and making something anew. So here it's our emotions. As we approach this lunar eclipse, I'm here to remind you, think of all those negative emotions that we all carry, myself included. And negative emotions with Scorpio would be resentment and jealousy and fury. And did I say jealousy? Um, so all those lovely emotions we can flush along as the moon disappears, and then we can restart when the moon reappears. So that's a suggestion for you. We have the conjunction to the south node, of course, there's the moon. We have a sextile to Pluto. Pluto, being the modern ruler of Scorpio, is giving this lunar eclipse an added punch to release and transform and let go. It's squaring Saturn and Vesta. Vesta and Saturn are traveling in the sky, right? So this lunar eclipse is actually squaring Saturn. My quick interpretation of that is that we're getting very serious, because Vesta is involved, of being disciplined, Saturn, with our spiritual practices. Put your money where your mouth is. All right. So we're all spiritual people, even if we don't use the word spiritual people. But with this eclipse, it's reminding us to go back to whatever resonates with you, to discipline and practice and, make part of spirituality a regular part of your routine. That's one explanation of that. And then we have a trine to Mars and Neptune. Mars and Neptune. Well, in Pisces, what is that telling us? All you wonderful Pisces people out there are really busy, and you're really pushing yourself with Mars in Pisces, right? And you might be a little irritated and time stressed with schedules and so forth. But as it's lingering around Neptune, it's reminding you, Mars, Neptune, trine to the eclipse, is reminding you to please be gentle with forgiveness of self and take action in being compassionate. It's one thing to say, I'm a forgiving type of person, but that Mars is sneaking in there and saying, yeah, you're compassionate, but take action. Forgive and forget. There is in everyone's life someone who can use upliftment. And I think that's one of the messages of this lunar eclipse: compassionate upliftment. Praying for the people in the Ukraine, praying for your neighbor down the street, praying for people who are going through financial hardships. This is a very Piscean year in many ways, right? So we're tapping into our universal empathy with this lunar eclipse in more ways than one. Does Chiron have anything to do with this eclipse? Great question, Bethway. What I would say to you that maybe not directly. Let me show you where Chiron is. Chiron is right next to Venus. So, of course, it's very active in the chart. So we are loving our wound in order to heal it. You could say that. And one of the, did a class the other night on Jupiter ingress into Aries. And one of the things I want to remind us all of, that the great pandemic basically began here in the States at the new moon in March of 2020. When we had the sun, the moon, we had Chiron conjunct that new moon 2 years ago. And we also had Black Moon Lilith conjunct that new moon in 2020. And one of the wounds that have come up for many with regards to the past 20 months has been, how can I keep myself safe, right? Aries, me, safe. But sometimes the individual has been lost in the fray. What about our individual agency or prerogatives or rights? So with the ingress of Jupiter in Aries, it's my thought, as Jupiter comes closer and closer to Chiron, still going to be hanging out in Aries for a while, we're going to get a mega healing about what I call the narcissistic wound. That part of us that sometimes feels guilty if we want to have our needs met. You know, the old saying, the old expression, put your oxygen mask on before you help others. I think there's going to be more of that ideology going forward. It's not all going to be about Aquarius. The collective. It's going to be a resurgence of recognizing that the individual needs to take care of the individual. So that's my thought regarding Chiron. Good question, Beth Ann. Okay. Yes, prayers sent daily, worldwide, daily. Beautiful, Susan. And I think that's a great practice we can all do. However you pray, however you send your positivity with this lunar eclipse, when you look at that lunar eclipse, send the healing out to the world on all accounts. It is a powerful doorway. We haven't had this lunar eclipse since 2004, 2005, since the last Scorpio and Taurus nodals. So you can read all about it, by the way. I want to remind you, all you need to do is connect with the CIA. There's a fascinating, fabulous article by Julia. Right there, there's the website. And you can get the article in physical form through your download easily. And then please, friends, consider to be part even deeper of the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. All right, so we talked about compassion, spiritual discipline, tapping into your personal power and releasing and letting go and healing by taking care of old toxic memories and toxic emotions and cutting cords. That's what this full moon, I think, is helping us to do. So for all of us, if you are Aries, it's an extraordinary full moon lunar eclipse in your Scorpio house. So it's really a great time for you Scorpio or your Aries people to release and let go and tap into your own personal power. Oh, wait, I'm not done yet with the slides. This is the one I wanted to show you. The Scorpio full moon. I'm telling you, I'm a little off tonight. The ginger tea is helping, but you know, I need probably something a little stronger. We'll see. India's making camp in a new territory. Here's another question of the week for you. This full moon lunar eclipse will light the way for you so you can see new possibilities for yourself. Is anyone moving out there? Is anyone making their new way in a career or in a relationship? This full moon lunar eclipse has a lot of symbolism about making literally a camp in a new way. The symbol implies being able to or having to settle into new territory. Concerns with territory, i.e. the Ukraine, immigration, tents, shelters, setting up camp, squatters, respecting boundaries. Maybe in your life you are sensing that you have to put up stronger boundaries in your life. Migration, renting, moving into or invading other people's territories. Anyone moving in with you? You're not sure you want them in? That could be. I understand a lot of people in Poland, there's always a bright light, right? During the horrors of the Ukraine tragedy and invasion. Many people, ordinary people, are opening their homes in Poland to the folks in the Ukraine because they still remember, they still recall World War II. So this full moon lunar eclipse is asking us to shake up, I think, our boundaries in some ways, letting go of the negative Scorpio, but embracing the new and making a new territory, new way in the world. Does that make sense? I think that's what that is saying. Among other things, and please make your own interpretation, because that's what symbols are, whether it be art symbols or word symbols. And here you go, friends. Here is the Time Lord's agenda, the wonderful magazine for you for free as a gift from the CIA. Just go to the website and sign up, and you too can be reading Time Lords. Some fascinating articles here, including excerpts from Growing Pains and the Real Chart of Canada. And of course, we have to talk about Jupiter going into Aries. So I hope you just all sign up. And I'm going to add that link one more time. And by the way, if you are all interested and available tomorrow, I'm going to be doing my own little tribute to the full moon lunar eclipse. It is going to be a Zoom class where I do messages and not just the astrology, but I'm going to be doing some mediumistic messages. By the way, friends, I always say this to you, but I really mean it. Really mean it. We're all intuitive. We're all psychic. And during the gibbous cycle of the month, I have found and I have taught and I've practiced over many years that our intuition is often elevated before that spark of the full moon. So program yourself tonight or tomorrow or whenever to have a dream, to have some sense of intuition, some guidance as we encroach upon the full moon lunar eclipse. And remember, it's in Scorpio. Scorpio is the mediumistic sign. All right, so back to your little nuggets for all of you. Aries, this is an empowering full moon eclipse. It's triggering your personal, psychological, and mediumistic power. It's having you look at your finances and reviewing and regarding and making plans for the future. You might have new territory about your savings plan or maybe getting rid of debt. Remember, the full moon eclipse is also about getting rid of something. For Taurus or Taurus rising, it's all about your partner, trying to connect with your partner in a new way, letting go of the cords of old partners that are no longer in your life. You know, and because Mercury's retrograde, we might be thinking about old loves, right? But that's okay. We can ruminate and remember and take the good, but take the best and leave the rest, and safeguard our souls and ourselves by releasing toxicity. And that's for you, Taurus. For Gemini rising, it's about taking care of yourself in a new way. Diet, exercise, movement, organization, being more disciplined in how you are doing your self-care. And the full moon lunar eclipse will give you some inspiration on how to do that. For Cancer or Cancer rising, it's celebration time. It's in your 5th house. It's helping you regain a sense of wonder and mystery and creativity. So go ahead and indulge that inner child, right? Cancer, play and connect with romance, connect with your own playfulness within. For Leo or Leo rising, this eclipse is asking you to recreate and let go of the old toxic connections to family and recreate a new territory in the way you are treasuring your family, remembering your family, forgiving your family. For Virgo or Virgo rising, it's all about your thinking processes, what you're telling yourself. trying to remove the toxic messages. You're no good. You're no this, being self-critical. So that's a good suggestion for our Virgos. And go to new territory, Virgo, and perhaps declutter and create new affirmations for yourself. Resurrect a new way of talking to you. For Libra or Libra rising, make a laundry list of all the wonderful things that you possess and all the wonderful qualities that you reflect. And improve your income and be proud. And your self-esteem is going to flourish with this full moon lunar eclipse. All eyes are on the Scorpio or Scorpio rising, stepping into your greatness and your grandeur, but letting go of that toxicity. Letting go and forgiving yourself for not being perfect, Scorpio. Letting go of anyone and anything that's interrupted your thought patterns over the years. Okay? Like cut those cords and step into your magnificence, Scorpio, with this lunar eclipse. For Sagittarius, the eclipse is activating your need for retreat, for reflection, for prayer, for meditation, for being away from it all. So you might want to do a little camping in your backyard. I don't know, Sagittarius, but go inside yourself. Don't be so yawn and so external. Find some time to relax and retreat within yourself. Capricorn, this lunar eclipse is activating friendships and groups and associations, and it's helping you to identify who you want to hang with, who is your tribe. For Aquarius, it's all about your career and your leadership potential. You may identify and envision a new career for yourself. You might stay in the same job, but take up more of a leadership position with this eclipse. Last but never least, our wonderful Pisces friends. The lunar eclipse is asking you to be inspired by new ways of expanding your reach, expanding your marketing, traveling, going on an adventure, doing something new, and communicating your power. All right. Okay, John, that makes sense, right? So send her some loving messages for her to remove those cords, right? And try to stay positive, everybody. Okay, absolutely, Jo. Absolutely. You're going to be in the lotto for the mediumship readings later. And later is right now. So what we do, friends, when I do these, they're totally random. I close my eyes, I say my prayer, and I just connect with one of you, actually two of you. I do two every Wednesday. And as a reminder, if you're interested in getting a guaranteed message, I'll be doing my class tomorrow, and everyone gets a message during my class. And how this works is I do some breathing exercises. I kind of shift gear from reading and communicating in a linear way, and I trust whatever comes out of my mouth. I've been doing this a while, and I would trust all of you to begin to practice, especially during the gibbous cycle, your own intuitive gifts. And how would you do that? Well, you might sit down with a journal and start asking yourself a question and see what comes out, called automatic writing. Or you might ask yourself to give you a dream of insight, especially during this important weekend. Messages are always around us. Just because I do this, because I practice and I have devoted my life to doing this, doesn't mean that you all can't do some way of spiritual mediumistic messages. Without further ado, I'll say my prayer, close my eyes, and let my thumb do the walking. And yes, if you'd be so kind, is when I do come to you, say, please, I'd like a message. And I wish I could do all of you tonight, but of course, I have to drink more tea and get some sleep. It's close to 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time now. Dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words be filled with love and light, truth, inspiration, and healing for the highest and for the best as we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay. All right. I came to Beth Way. All right, Beth, my thumb came to you, my friend. So as I am stepping into your energy, I love your name because I was instantly seeing a path. And Way, I'm not sure if that's a given name or a name that you acquired, but the Way, Beth Way. The eclipses, Beth, of 2022 I feel are very active in your chart. And the old expression, if there's a will, there's a way. And I'm feeling that 2020 and 2021, you were jostled about. It's almost like I'm dizzy, kinesthetically, that you had so many things hitting you all at once. And there was kind of like this upheaval in your life on all the main parts of the chart: relationship, a career, where I'm living, who I am, maybe physically. And so you've been getting back on your path and back on calmness and trust. I'm talking about the spiritual blessings, Beth, for you regarding trusting the process and not taking, when things go wrong, not taking them fully to heart. And when things go right, know that you're listening to a call. I'm getting the word North Star with you. So to me, that represents that you might be studying astrology on a deeper level. And but literally just observing the night sky is one of your meditations. And I feel you're going to be going someplace where there is a lack of sky pollution, the light pollution. Maybe you live there now, but you're going to be very inspired in 2022 to be under the Milky Way and feeling encouraged and nestled by your purposes to be here. I'm also picking up with you, Beth, a part of you getting back on your path, a slew of new contacts and new friends and new groups and new associations. And I'm getting the word trust again, that you're finding the right people along the way since January. Okay, we're in May now. So the past few months, you've been meeting a lot more people. And, we should be a little skeptical of certain people, right? But that you're being thrown into some new circumstances, which are going to be very positive for you. Keep on studying the astrology. It really sings to you. As I said the word singing, I'm hearing music with you too. I don't know if you sing. I never have met you, but I'm hearing music around you, Beth. And maybe you are a composer, or you just love to use music in your meditation practices and in your daily life. And I leave that with God's blessings. Okay. All right. Very nice. Okay. And if you're welcome to give me any feedback, I wasn't watching the screen here. Okay. So let me know if any of that made sense to you, Miss Bethway Weeks. Okay. And by the way, okay, so much. You're very welcome, dear. All right. And if it made any sense, I'd love to get the feedback as well. All right. Let's just select another person here. And I am selecting D-Die. D-Die. Hello, D. D, you're still with us? D-Die, D-Die. And you said you asked for a message, and my thumbs up with you. Okay. All right. Hi, JP. Hi, Mary. Hi, Lisa. You're in Costa Rica. Wonderful, wonderful place. I've not been there, but I have a good friend who is. Okay. Hello, Michelle, Gretchen, Angie. Okay, D is here. All right, D, as I'm stepping into your energy, I'm feeling a whole slew of very powerful ancestral females on the other side of life. One of them is a grandmother who I don't believe you knew very well, but she was a very powerful woman. She was a very in her community, in her village, or wherever she lived, she was well known for the buck stops with this woman. She was very strongly charismatic, and she's reminding you that even though you might have not have known her that well, that some of that fire blood flows in your veins. That's the only way she's saying it. I'm going to interpret that to mean that the fire in your chart is being activated within you. I don't know where you find Aries in your chart, D, but that's coming very, very strongly igniting. You are on a mission, D, and your grandmother, or it might be a great grandmother, but she was like an elder of the community. So we all have grandmothers, but this one was very solidly built, and some people were actually fearful of her because she carried a lot of clout, is the word that comes to mind. And as I'm picking up your energy, I'm hearing a lot of um, feisty fearlessness. Also, wherever Black Moon Lilith is in your chart, D, that gives you the opportunity and the ability to dance around the outskirts of the rules and do your own thing. That there's a fearlessness about you that doesn't want to be told what to do, whether it's self-employment or what have you, but that you live life on your own terms. But look where Aries falls in your chart. You're really igniting something new in your life as of yesterday. And I'm getting July with you as a time of great wonder. And I almost want to say the word traveling, adventuring, um, and even at the point of saying, I can't quite take away from my responsibilities, but almost like a caravan, and doing a lot of adventuring at that time. Okay, does this make uh, sense to you? Okay, all right. Yes, is it? Feel free to talk back and forth with me, D. Yeah. And what about the July thing I'm getting up with? Okay. I hope that makes sense to you. Lots. Thank you. I just trust what comes out of my mouth. But that grandmother, especially, she's a mover and shaker. She's saying you are as well. That you have inherited this fiery, feministic energy. Okay. And again, you also have again, it's really fun. I take risks when I do this, right? Wherever Black Moon Lilith is in your chart, she's ignited as well. So I'll leave that with God's and goddesses' blessings. Okay, paternal grandmother, very nice. Oh, good. Our beautiful. I keep on giving the link here, but there's okay. I was just giving the CIA link, friends. Please go to the link. Thank you, Julia. It's our fab new Time Lords magazine, like I told you, and we've got the Zero Aries article from Julia. We've got the wonderful articles on Canada's chart. What is it really? Alex Trenowith is talking about growing pains. And so please take advantage of the best place on the planet for you to receive your astrological information amongst great agents who are really passionate about sharing this wonderful wisdom with you. So, friends, have a great week. Have a fabulous lunar eclipse. Remember compassion, release and let go, spiritual discipline, and take action with that compassion, right? Because Mars and Neptune are both trining the scorpionic energy. And if you're like me, you might want to do an encampment, right? That's a Sabian symbol. So I will not be here next Wednesday. I'm going to be in the woods somewhere meditating on the moon. So I'll hopefully have some stories to share with you in 2 weeks. Many blessings. Love you guys and have a great week.